Republican Congressman Mo Brooks of Alabama is a member of the GOP baseball team who gave aid to Congressman Scalise after he was shot. Congressman Mike Doyle of Alabama is the manager of the Democratic squad. I spoke with him earlier today and started off asking Representative Brooks whether he initially realized just how gravely Congressman Scalise was wounded.
I knew it was serious. Steve was losing communication ability. He was still conscious, and I'm no MD, but it looked like he was going into what I would call shock. Anytime you have a bullet coming in that doesn't come out in the hip area, there are all sorts of things that could go wrong. My hope at the time was that it hit the muscle tissue, perhaps stopped at the bone, but apparently it did much more damage than that.
Yeah, we understand, Congressman, that it looks like it's going to be a much longer road home for Congressman Scalise than initially believed, so certainly our prayers are with him. Congressman Doyle, yesterday after the shooting, Congressman Davis, who was there, said that we need to ratchet down the political rhetoric, that what we're seeing out there, according to him, is, quote, political rhetorical terrorism, and that it has to stop. Do you believe, Congressman Doyle, we're at an inflection point here in terms of the language, in terms of the political atmosphere, the environment?
I hope so. I guess time will tell. I think all of us need to reflect on our own personal behavior and how we interact with one another. You know, we have disagreements and differences of philosophy, and the Founding Fathers wanted a vigorous debate, but there's no reason that debate shouldn't be a civil debate, and that the way we talk to one another and talk about one another should be civil too. And by all means, nobody should ever advocate hatred and violence. I think both of our parties and our members here condemn that.
Congressman Doyle, I know you issued an invitation to the Republican team to join you for dinner last night, and unfortunately they had already had a dinner planned, but you said of that invitation, quote, maybe if the leadership is civil to each other, the American people can be too. Congressman Brooks, do you believe there's an opportunity here to lead by example?
I sure hope so. No question that the rhetoric has been heated. It probably began to some degree with the election of Barack Obama. It certainly has intensified with the election of Donald Trump. The vitriol is at levels I've never seen before.
Congressman Doyle, I heard it time and time again yesterday as people were describing what happened yesterday in Virginia, and that is, what is going on in America? So let me ask you, what is going on in America?
Well, I think that's a question we all have to ask ourselves. You know, the way we communicate has changed dramatically since many of us were first elected to office. The technology, the social media, the ability to have communication without looking at one another in the face anonymously has empowered some people, I believe, to speak at a much ruder and coarser level. And I think we all have a responsibility, not just members of Congress, but the public, too. People tell us they want us to be bipartisan, but sometimes our constituents don't act very bipartisan. So I think we all have a responsibility to take a look in the mirror and ask ourselves how we can improve ourselves first.
Well, let me ask you this, Congressman Brooks. What do you hope is achieved by tonight's baseball game? And Congressman Doyle, will get you to weigh in on that, too.
Well, I hope that we're able to work together in a bipartisan spirit, have some friendly competition. This is a little bit as an aside, but I hope the FBI will release my baseball glove so I can catch it, something in the outfield. For whatever reason that I can't fathom, they haven't released my baseball glove yet. I don't know what's wrong with it. But I hope we have a big attendance tonight. I hope we raise, we've already raised, what, $600,000 for charity, and I hope we have a new record there. And certainly with the attendance, it looks like we're going to have a new record. And with that, we can help a lot of disadvantaged children in the Washington, D.C. area.
Congressman Doyle?
I just want to assure Mo that Democrats had nothing to do with impounding their baseball gloves. And we'd be glad to loan them ours when they're in the field.
Will it work? Is it a left-handed glove or a right-handed glove?
But it's going to be a great game. It's always great competition. I told Joe Barton, the Republican manager, that I love him before the game, and I'm going to love him after the game. But during the game, I'm from Pittsburgh. We play to win. And we're going to give the folks a good competition, and afterwards we're going to crack open a couple bottles ourselves a beer and just have a little bit of fun.
Sounds good. Let me ask you this question as we close. We've had inflection points in this country before. Don't need to name them, but the unity that was precipitated out of those inflection points has never lasted. And if anything, the rancor between the two sides only seems to get worse. Can we make it last this time, or is it destined to fade?
Well, I think we all, like I said, we all have a responsibility in that. The media has a responsibility to showcase people that are doing positive things and working together in a bipartisan way. I know that's not very exciting and it might not be good for the ratings, but you know, I think we all need to think about how we can do better. And it's members of Congress, it's the public, it's the media, it's everybody. Let's all take a look in the mirror and see how we can improve ourselves.
Congressman Brooks, can we make it last?
I hope so, but we're in an environment right now where you have some very, very serious disagreements about what kind of country we want America to be. But I think this is a fork in the road, and time will tell which direction the American people want us to go. Hopefully they will learn public policy, they'll make wise decisions, and that's the best way to bring us together, is for the American people to coalesce on the kind of country they want America to be.
Well, at least the two sides will be together on the ball field tonight in what we hope will be a friendly but very exciting game. Congressman Brooks, Congressman Doyle, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.